Hey everyone! Today we're headed to Spring-Made Beach. It is the beach I grew up going to as a native to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's a relatively clean beach despite all the foot traffic it receives in the summer months, which I really appreciate. The less trash I have to pick up, the happier I am, of course. Now you see there's some surfers out despite it being 40 and raining. That's pretty cool. Super fun probably. Freezing cold, but fun. Now, if you go down there, that's going to be Myrtle Beach State Park. And if you go down here past the Spring-Made Pier, that's going to take you into the heart of Myrtle Beach. So think about where all the hotels are, the sky wheel, all of that. We're just going to make our way down to the water, see what we can find. Hopefully there's some cool shells, shark's teeth, maybe even some critters we can see. Now, usually when I first get to the beach, I always check the water line. I don't know, it just kind of gives me a feel for what's gonna be ahead of me typically, what the waves washed up. Now, it isn't fully low tide, which low tide is preferred for shark's teeth hunting and shell hunting, but this is the time of day where I could come, so why not take advantage of that? It's probably been 2 hours since high tide, so like I said, not the best time to come looking for stuff, but I'm sure we'll find some cool stuff. So far it looks like a bunch of broken shells. Now you can find shark's teeth with these bigger broken shells, and there are going to be bigger shark's teeth with the bigger shells just because of size comparison. That's how the water pushes them up. But shark's teeth usually will be found in the smaller form in Myrtle Beach. So you're not going to really find bigger shark's teeth here. I don't really like to get my hopes up, but it doesn't hurt to check. Just going to keep looking. Hopefully the sun will come out. It's a little cloudy and cold, but I'm still enjoying my time here. It's a beautiful day. Alright, so I think we found our first find of the day. Now what you're going to look for is a shiny object in the sand. I know it's a little difficult to tell on your first tooth, but you see how this tooth has a shine to it. That's what you're going to look for in the shell beds. You're going to have to distinguish between a lot of black objects within the sand, some broken oysters, broken black shells. Who else knows what's there? But you're going to look for shiny objects. That's the number one point that I have, like tip I should say, that I could give, is the shine to the tooth. I'm just going to keep looking. We're off to a good start. So here's another one. It's little, but hey, it's a keeper to me. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, it's more intact than the previous one. That's pretty cool. We're just going to keep looking. Doesn't look too promising so far, but like I said, you never know what the beach has to offer. Just got to give it some time sometimes. Okay, so here's a really good example of a shell bed that you're gonna find shark's teeth in. We're gonna take a look. You want to look for areas of the beach that look just like this, with tons of broken shells, big or small. Oh, is this one? Yep, here's another one that we got. That's a pretty cute tooth. Has a beautiful shine to it. Watching the waves wash up onto the shore. It's pretty windy, but it's pretty peaceful at the same time. I can never complain while I'm at the beach. Okay, so here is the spring-made pier. It's a brand new pier. This will be the second summer that it's been open, I'm pretty sure. In 2016, Hurricane Matthew totally wiped out the old spring-made pier, and they rebuilt this one. I'm pretty sure this is going to be hurricane-proof with all the steel and concrete. Now you can see the old post lines for the old pier. They did change the size of the pier. It's the same length, but the width of it at the top, like the T of it, the T shape of the pier, it's pretty much smaller than the previous pier. But I've heard of people finding megalodon shark's teeth under this pier right after they built it, so I always want to check when I'm passing under for any goodies that I can find. Yeah, so that's the new pier. It's really nice and pretty. I'm glad they got it rebuilt, because all the other piers along our coastline, a lot of them did get wiped out that year, and I'm sure the previous hurricanes didn't help much either, but I'm pretty sure this is the first one that was rebuilt. I could be wrong on that, so don't hold me to it, but it's the first one that I've noticed. Here we have what looks like to be the fruit of a sweetgum tree. It's a common tree in South Carolina. The fruit is a spiky ball. It's almost like a gumball size. That's pretty cool. Here's another find. Appears to be a little bit broken, but I'm still gonna keep it. It's pretty nice. The sun finally came out. It's a beautiful day. It's warming up a little bit too, which is really nice. I could actually take off a jacket. We're gonna keep looking, see what else we can find today. Here we go. Looks like to be a tiny tooth. Let's see. That's a pretty good find. A little broken, but I'm gonna keep it. This would be perfect at low tide. You see these tide pools and all the shell beds within the tide pools? That's exactly what you want to look for when shark's tooth hunting. Now I came a little bit before low tide, so I'm not going to get the full experience. But if you want to go find shark's teeth, make sure you go at low tide and look for these shell beds within the tide pools. That's going to be your #1 spot to find shark's teeth. Now that is our art museum. I thought that was a very pretty view of it from the beach. It's a neat little art museum. It's definitely worth a visit. They always have new stuff, I'm pretty sure every month, so it's ever changing, just like the beach. There's me, hello! Here's a little pebble that I found. That's pretty cool. I like the color of it. Here's another pebble. Sometimes I collect the little pebbles, especially if you can kind of see through them. I think those are pretty neat. They always look cute in like a jar or as decor, you know. So here we have a piece of glass. Now this isn't sea glass, it's actually just junk, but I am going to collect it and dispose of it later. It's better not to have it on the beach. I think we have another tooth. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. It is a broken tooth. Man, I just keep finding those broken teeth today. But it's pretty good. I'm gonna keep it. Here is another one. Let's see. That's a decent size. Good looking tooth. I just love that shine. Very pretty. Think we got another one? Yeah? That's a pretty good tooth. Definitely pleased with that one. I thought I saw one, but I guess not. We're just gonna keep on looking. So here's a piece of driftwood I came across, which is kind of funny to see because you don't really see that much driftwood in Myrtle Beach. That's definitely from a local tree around town, probably. Now I think I see a big shell there in the distance. Let's go check it out. Let's see. Okay, it looks like a knobbed whelk. It's pretty beat up. It looks like it's been buried in sand and soil for a long time because of the coloration on it. These are kind of common in Myrtle Beach, but you don't really ever find nice ones. You always find the broken, discolored ones. Still pretty cool. I'm gonna leave it for someone else. Looks like we have not another tooth. That's just junk. That's what I was talking about earlier, how it's really hard to tell sometimes if it's a shark tooth or if it's a broken shell or oyster. Always gotta double check. Right, here we go. I think this is gonna be a little one. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little tiny shark's tooth. I really love that one though. Sometimes the smaller ones are just the cutest. Now here is a sea star. I want to see if it's still alive. It was kind of alarming to see its arms broken off. But sea stars are actually known to regenerate their arms. So if you ever find a broken sea star or even just a piece of limb from a sea star, just toss it back in the water or put it where the waves will come and wash back up and get it again, because they will continue to live and regenerate new arms. Now I flipped that one over to see if it was still alive, and yes, it's alive. I wasn't going to say it's alive and too well because, well, it's missing arms. Let's put them back. Let's see, broken shell. We're just gonna keep looking through the shell beds. You can see the wind on the beach. It's very windy today, which isn't my preferred, but I'll accept it. It's always nice to be at the beach no matter what. Here's a clam of some sort. I'm not sure what it is. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna leave it for someone else. Here's another tooth. That's pretty good. Here is a piece of banded tulip, which I thought was pretty neat. You don't really see banded tulips that often at Myrtle Beach. This one is broken. I wasn't going to keep it, but the colors on it were so pretty. I've never seen colors like that on a banded tulip. The video doesn't give it justice. Here's another tooth. That's pretty nice. We're just going to keep looking. Sometimes it's really tedious to look through all the shell beds. But definitely worth it if you want to find some cool stuff. Here's a good find. I think that's from a sand shark. I'm not that great at identifying my shark's teeth yet. That's still something I have to learn. Let me know down in the comments if you know anything about identifying them. I'd love to hear about it. That's probably the best find of the day so far, definitely. We got 2 shark's teeth from that little shell bed. Here's a tooth that I grabbed out of the water real quick, off camera. Had to get it real quick. Definitely a good find. Let's see what else. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. It's just a piece of one, but I'll keep it. Here's another good find. It's a good looking tooth. A little broken, but that's okay. Here is a top snail. I think that's what they're called. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. The sea foam's kind of making it difficult to see if anybody's living in it, so I'm going to go give it a quick rinse, see what we're working with. These aren't that common in Myrtle Beach, actually. I don't think I've ever found one this large before. It's empty. That's definitely a keeper. That's a really cool find. So here we have all of Myrtle Beach runoff that leads into the ocean. So this comes off of all the city streets and neighborhoods. It is not advised to swim near this or in it. I think it's kind of gross in all honesty, but that is how our ocean system works down here. And probably the rest of the world. But you see, this runoff water has created erosion within the sand. So there's huge amounts of shell beds all throughout. You can kind of see the shells underneath that top layer of sand. And this is where you're going to find a lot of stuff too, just because of the erosion. So we're going to take a look down this. And when I was a kid, this did not look anything like this. It was just a tiny little stream that you could barely get your feet wet in. But now I guess over the years with all the storms and rainwater, it has just eroded into this massive stream. Which is kind of cool. It's crazy how the beach is always changing no matter what. Seagulls just hanging out. You see how heavy the wind is today in the water. That's crazy. Here's another tooth. So we're back here at the pier again. I was running a little low on time. I wanted to talk about this pier again because yesterday I had found a giant knobbed whelk that was actually intact. It wasn't pristine just because it's been sitting in the ocean for so long. It was kind of discolored, but I found it in this giant like well kinda next to the pillars, which I'm pretty sure people will find giant megalodon like I said earlier in the video. Thought that was pretty cool. Here's another find. It's a nice little tooth. A little broken, that's okay. Today hasn't been as promising as yesterday. Yesterday I had found 65 teeth. Here we go. Here's another one. Kind of broken, that's okay. Mostly found broken ones today. Here's another pebble. That's kind of cool. Dropped one of my shark's tooth. Gotta pick that up. Here's another find. Broken, that's okay. Now the thing about Spring-Made Pier is it's right next to the airport. So during the summer months, almost on the hour, you're going to have a plane going overhead. And that can be pretty annoying, especially if you're trying to relax at the beach. So if you don't like noise, I would definitely choose a more secluded beach to enjoy your time at. Here's another find. It's pretty cool. Let's see, here is a Sunray Venus, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Let me know if I'm wrong, it's broken. You don't find these in Myrtle Beach often at all, that's why I came and explored it. If it wasn't broken, I would have taken it. Looked a little discolored too. That's okay, maybe someone else will like it. Here's another shark's tooth. That's pretty cool. A little broken. I'm gonna keep it. Here's another find. Broken. That's okay. Here's a good one. Let's see. Hey, that's probably second best today. Nice color on it too. We're just gonna keep looking. Here's another one. Let's see. It's a pretty good one. And now, as you can see, like I said before, you're most likely gonna find smaller shark's teeth in Myrtle Beach. But hey, the small ones are still pretty cool. It's fun to hunt for them too. That's the most important part. Here we go. Here's another one. Let's see, where to go? Here we are. Oh, that's a good one. We're gonna find a couple more and then call it a day, I think. Let's see. Here we go. It's a good looking one. Very pretty. That's a good find. Let's find one or two more. We're gonna head home probably. Here's one. Very small, but very cute. Here's another very small one. It's a good find. I'm getting towards the end of my adventure today. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and comment down below if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from y'all. Thank you for joining me here at Spring-Made Beach. I'll be sure to share my next adventure with y'all. Alright, have a good one. Bye.